Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dede Powerniak, and I am the Invincible CEO. And this is the Invincible CEO Wish Fulfilled Playground, where we take you from mindset to manifestation. We merge both the conscious and the subconscious mind together so that whether you're in your left brain and you call them goals, or in your right brain and you call them manifestations, you get them quick, easy, and fun. I'm so excited to be here today. We are going to have an absolute amazing time sharing this information with you today as I'm checking and making sure all of the different apparatus is working and up and running. So if you are here, let me know who you are, where you are viewing from, and how I can help you along your mindset manifestation journey. Now, today's topic is about dreamtime manifestations. We're going to be discussing all things subconscious mind, all things dream state, whether we're talking about the nighttime dream or the daytime dream. There already are several different videos on the channel addressing these topics so that you can get more and more acclimated, activated, aligned, and anchored into how you can use both of your minds, how they can work together instead of working against each other, because manifestation is simple, it's easy, it's fun. And if you're not having fun, you've turned manifestation into a job, and it's all you do all day long, whether you're realizing it or not. All we're doing is bringing more and more consciousness to the manifestation process so that you're never left asking, how did I get here? How did this happen? Being on the effect side of the law of cause and effect. So we use so many different laws here: law of assumption, law of attraction, but also the 7 laws that are in the Kabbalion: the law of the all, law of vibration, law of rhythm and effect, law of gender, law of polarity, law of correspondence. We got them all covered here. Everything you would ever want to know energetically, mentally, and in the physical world, how this 3D reality, how you go from 3D to 4D to 5D, whatever way you want to describe it, whether we're talking again about mindset and goals or manifestation, spirituality, intuition, we cover the whole range here, because through the beautiful repetition of what it is that we're offering, you'll be able to connect deeper within yourself, because everything and everyone is you pushed out. So I'd like to share that I am a dream character in your daytime dream that your subconscious mind has created to help you along in this journey. So while we're waiting for everybody to join on board and say hello, and don't be shy, this is our new live time. Normally we were going live around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but because of the summertime, we kind of bumped it up to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's why I'd love to know where you're viewing from, whether you're here live with us or you catch this on the replay. If you're joining in, if you just saw the short, I simultaneously, this is where there's so many different realities going on, I simultaneously put up a short about dream incubation, dream inception, manifestation, and we are going to kind of break it all down for you. So I like to leave these first few minutes in the beginning for people to get here and join in. At any time, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And then after the live is done, you can put it in the comment section below. I look and read at all comments and respond to you directly. Hello there. Hello, I am a teacher in primary school. Thank you for being here. I'm not familiar with how your name is said, so if you could put it in there phonetically, I'd be more than happy to address you by name. But thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you being here, and we're going to just start diving in right now. All right, so as I said in my little short that I put up, we're going to do a quick review. In manifestation or in mindset, it doesn't matter which side of the coin you're on. You have a question, you can plop the question in. So it doesn't matter what side of the coin you are, if you're team mindset or your team manifestation. Stavrula, I hope I got that right. Thank you for sharing your name. And so the conscious mind is the chooser. It is the picker. It is the choice maker. The conscious mind chooses, and the subconscious mind populates the choice. So if you decide you want pizza, the conscious mind makes a choice, I want pizza. And the subconscious mind then will start to bring everything pushed out for the pizza to arrive. Do you want to make the pizza? Do you got to buy the food for the pizza? Do you want to order the pizza? which, and again, it's choice after choice after choice after choice. And because the conscious mind just, all it's doing is choosing, 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 there seems to be this linear progression of choices, of which we use time and space. Both of them are conceptual for the unfolding of the population of the choice. So this is where the team is working together. Yay, Val, welcome, welcome, welcome. You caught me live. Okay, I didn't think I was catchable, but here we go. That's wonderful. So the conscious mind chooses, and it 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 chooses, and the subconscious mind populates. But the subconscious mind, friends, is always 3 to 7 seconds ahead of the choosing conscious mind. The conscious mind likes to think it's in charge. It likes to think it's the leader. But in order for you to get up and stand, the subconscious has already populated a floor for you to walk on. And as you're walking in your virtual reality, in your video game, in your daytime dream, it's always giving you at least 3 to 7 seconds ahead of where you're going, or that view, if you did a 360 around you, so that you feel safe and comfortable in your daytime dream. So I'm going to throw out the first hypothesis, that we are always in a dream, right? Again, we're always with a coin, and there's two sides. So whether your team mindset or team manifestation, it's how we bring things into being, right? And one side of the coin is a lot more effort, and the other side of the coin is a lot more allowing and staying true in your choice. Okay, so now when we get into the idea of that there's just nothing but one big dream, and we are going from dream to dream to dream to dream, and we have that linear progression of time and space, we can once again break it down into nighttime dream and daytime dream. And it's always that yin and yang, where if one is a dominant energy, the other energy is there also. So if we say that the daytime, it's ruled, or really it's the conscious mind that's more active than it is in the nighttime dream, the conscious mind is choosing a lot more, and the subconscious mind is populating during the day. But when we get into the dreamscape, when we get into that nighttime dream, then it's really pure subconscious to the version of you that's on the bed, third person perspective, but for the real character of you that's in the dream, and sometimes it looks just like you, and sometimes it looks like a whole different character, it's first person perspective. So once again, it would be conscious mind dominated if you were lucid inside the dream. But from the perspective of waking up in the morning and remembering the dream, it's third person perspective, it's more subconscious. And this is where you, as this conscious awakened individual, and Stavrola, I have seen your question. I will get to you in a second. So as you are in this dream at night, and the other version of you is on the bed sleeping, it's more pure subconscious that we can not only pull information out of, but we can also plant information into. And if we then have an assumption that all we're doing is hopping from dream to dream to dream, we can make our nighttime dream a jump off into the next daytime dream, and plant the seeds deep into the subconscious of what it is that we want to happen in the next day. And if you're familiar with Neville Goddard, that's why his state akin to sleep, that alpha state where you're really getting deep into the theta waves, is so very important. So we have a message here. We have someone watching. Savrola says, I'm a spiritual being. I always speak to myself. I daydream, not always positive, but since I've become aware of it, I control the thoughts more. But you haven't been able to manage to change your reality, and you don't know why. I have scripting, but it doesn't resonate. I have night dreams, but vivid. Okay, so here's the cool thing about what you, the most important thing you've just said right there is that I have not been able to change my reality. If you pay attention to some of the videos we have on this channel, whatever you command through writing, right? So if I were to delete any of those comments, I would delete the one, but I have not managed to change my reality, and change it into, I have changed my reality. Because the reality, the true reality is the internal one, not the outside one. And if you're letting the conscious mind dictate that it hasn't changed, the subconscious mind immediately populates that choice, just like we've just been saying. So if the conscious mind chooses it hasn't changed, even though it has, the subconscious mind in that moment, that very moment of now, changes it so that it hasn't changed. So you can't tell it like it is. You have to tell it like you know you want it to be, because it already is that, but it's kind of from the inside out that's happening, right? You're going to push it out and give birth to it. So what I would start right off from the very beginning, well, and again, 3 years, just start it now. If you go to a 0 point and you zero yourself out totally and you come back out of 0 point, time just begins. When you wake up in the morning, time just begun. Anything else that's not happening right now is a memory and it's not needed. So there's so many videos on the channel. And if you go into the playlist called the Deep Dive in the Now series, Stavrola, I'll literally walk you through 30 videos step by step. So I want to stay on point for the dream interpretation here. So I don't just tell this, I observe it. Well, you got to start looking out there, not caring what you're observing, and then putting what you want as the observation. So we'll get a little deeper into that, but we're going to stay on focus right now for this live for the dream. So if the nighttime dream is pure subconscious to the daytime you, and during the day, the daytime you, as kind of playing out in the chat section here with our wonderful viewer, Stavrola from Greece, that the conscious mind's trying to come in and bully and say, but this is what I'm observing, and this is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything happening. So during the daytime dream, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind seem to be kind of adversaries battling things out. And that's why the dreamscape, the nighttime dream, is so important, that we can either do a dream incubation ahead of time and pull information out of the dream once we recall it, or we can plant the seeds, just like Inception, a dream inception, like the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, it's about a dream within a dream within a dream. They keep going deeper and deeper into a character's subconscious so that they can start planting in there what the person truly believes when they're awake in this world, right? Okay, so if we are going to either pull something out in a dream incubation or plant something in with a dream inception, this is how we're going to go about it. Number one, you got to start capturing your dreams, right? You have to have, I would say, if you're not keeping a dream journal, before you start trying to get stuff from your dreams, start writing the dreams down. Start writing as much of your dream as possible. So in a normal sleep night, you will dream cycle 5 to 7 times. You dream when your mind is in REM sleep, rapid eye movement. The first time you go into your dream cycle, your rapid eye movement time is maybe about 15 minutes. And then, so you cycle all the way from beta down to alpha. Then you go to delta and gamma and theta, and you're going deeper and deeper, deeper into the subconscious when the conscious mind is not as active. And then after you go down into REM, then you come back up and that dream cycle ends, and maybe you might flip over or get up and go to the bathroom, and then the next dream cycle. So you go all the way down into the cycle, and then you cycle back out. And then the next time you go into the dream cycle, your REM might be a half hour, right? It increases each time, but every single time you wake up, the mind is cleared. It 0 points you out. So if you want to remember that dream, you can't go back to sleep. If you want to capture multiple dreams, you're going to be writing multiple times. You can't remember them in the morning because the mind is always doing a wipeout. It's always doing a 0 point every single time you get up or the REM cycle, the sleep cycle ends. So I want to keep track on time of things here, because we are going to have a dream interpretation, dream inception 2-day event in July. The information's in the description box below, where we're going to take a deep dive into these topics on day 1. And then day 2, only 20 people can be in this group, because I'm going to do 20 dream interpretations live. Each person that signs up gets a dream interpreted, and you can be there for all of them. You will be blown away once I teach you how to pull more and more out of your dream, even if the dream that you submit was 20 years ago. I will have you in there so quickly. Okay, so staying on point now with the dream. So once you start having a dream journal, and if you say to me, well, Dede, I don't remember my dreams. Remember this, the conscious mind chooses, the subconscious populates, so you won't have any experiences of of remembering your dreams. So you got it. And let's see, Stav, this is a really good example of what I was trying to share with you earlier. If someone says to me, Dede, I don't remember my dreams, and I believe that's very true up to that point, that's what they're experiencing. But in order to experience, I remember my dreams, and I remember my dreams so vividly and in great detail, you have to start telling the story before the experience shows up. So I want you to change your story, whatever your story is now. I remember my dreams. I remember them in big, deep detail. And they, they feel so real and visceral. Like you really want to lay it on there thick, because we don't want to honor what is. We want to command what we want to experience. So forget about what you've experienced so far. It's all valid, because all realities are valid. But if it's not the reality you don't want to keep repeating, then stop talking about it. Stop giving it life and energy and breath. Every time you're breathing and you're speaking, you're breathing life into a reality. Either it's an unwanted one or a wanted one. And you always have the choice. That's why the conscious mind chooses, and then the subconscious mind populates. So you start by saying you remember your dreams, and you remember 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 a night, because you have so many dream cycles, and you sleep so well, and you always have your pen and paper right next to you so you can jot down. So let's say, for example, if I wake up and I'm going in the bathroom and I'm catching a dream, I'll have a piece of paper and pencil right at the toilet, so that, and I'll just write a couple highlights down. I won't go into a full narrative. I'll be like, purple elephant with pink polka dots, sitting in a classroom, and that'll be enough for me in the morning to recall it. And I've taught myself how to do that, and that's something that I will teach you. Yes, I remember, that's it, Val. Repeat it. I remember my dreams in deep detail, and they feel so real and visible. Command it. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So now, once you start capturing your dreams, capture as many as you can. There are times where I wake up and I can't remember a thing, and I'm a really good dream recaller. It happens every once in a while, and it's okay. It doesn't mean this is the new me and it's going to happen all the time. I just repeat to myself what I want to happen when I go to bed at night. So when you go to bed at night, you want to take that time to do your state akin to sleep. You want to review your day if there's something to revise. And I always pick the reality that I want to wake up in as I'm falling asleep. So I'm already signaling to my subconscious. Does that automatically show up in my dreams? Not always. But I know that when I open my eyes in my next daytime dream world, I'm going to be in that world because I've commanded it to be so, even though the majority of the time, the template's the same. It's my bedroom. But that bedroom has birthed so many different realities. And we shared a video earlier in the week that said, if you normally get out of your bed with putting your right foot down, the next morning get out of your bed and put the right foot down and see how different your world is. And when it's watching, it wants to show off and perform for you. Okay, so you got to start capturing your dreams. And if you want to be part of our 2-day event, start doing that now. You'll be amazed, because what will happen over time is repetition. I had one client who always dreamed of firefighters. I had another client who had the color maroon a whole lot, but you won't know that you dream about this a lot until you start writing things down and you see the numbers of repetitions. Not only am I talking about dreams, like you'll have certain dreams that are, I call them repeater dreams, where you'll seem to have every once in a while the same dream over and over. So I always have dreams of cats in the basement. Except every time I have a dream about the cats in the basement, it's always a different basement. But in the dream, it feels like a basement that if it's not my basement, it's like my parents' basement or my friend's basement, but not in real life. But it feels so real, like I feel safe in the basements that I'm in. So you can have those recurring, repeating dreams too. But even if the dreams are different night after night, there's going to be recurring themes. And that lets you know what you have activated. And that's your subconscious mind. Now that it knows that you're watching, it's going to try to speak to you. Again, it speaks in repetition, it speaks in symbols, it speaks in ceremony, and it speaks in visceral sensations within your body. Val says she did left foot the last few days and wearing clothes out of my closet that you forgot about. And she had a wild dream, and it was good. Awesome. You got to change up the patterns, because all life is characters going through patterns. And once you realize what your patterns are, you can break them. And when you break the pattern, you're in a new character. It's really that simple. Manifestation is simple, easy, and fun. And we come at it from so many different perspectives here in the Invincible CEO because it's infinite. One day we're talking about dreams. Next day we're talking about water fasting. Next day we're talking about it through nutrition or through business or through personal relationships. So many different ways that we can do this and understand, right? And remember, we don't want you to do things to get manifestations. If you're trying to get something, you're putting too much pressure on the manifestation. So if you want to manifest more money, we're not manifesting more money to pay off a bill or to buy something. We just want to manifest the money, to have the money show up, and then we'll go purchase something or we'll go pay something, because that's what you're going to do, or you're going to go invest something. But if you're trying to put too much of the story on the manifestation, you can't get this wrong, but folks, you can make it long. And the more you condition the reality and you condition the manifestation, and you're doing all these different techniques to get something, is how you push it further away. So going back to dreaming. So now you're capturing your dreams. You're setting yourself up nice and relaxed as you go to sleep. When you wake up, whether it's in the middle of the night or in the morning, you're going to catch and capture that dream. And when I give you a whole guidebook of how to submit a dream, because if you're going to be doing this 2-day event, you got to submit your dream to me by July 18th. And so I've had people submit 2 lines in their dream, and I've had people submit 3 pages. You will be amazed at how much I can help you with dream recall. So what I do is a process. I take you back into the dream while we're doing the dream interpretation, because I have a blog on my website, theinvincibleceo.com, that there's 3 levels of dream interpretation. And I'm going to throw 2 of them out the window most of the time, because that's where most people go when they go to do a dream interpretation. They either go to a website or they try to get out a book. What does red mean? What does this mean? That means you're not the creator of your reality. How do you not know what red means in your reality? How do you know what an elephant showing up in your dream does? What does it mean? So let me break down the 3 levels of dream interpretation for you. And I'll give you an example. And I've mentioned these here before on the channel. The first one is the literal one, right? And it's the easiest of interpretations. If you dream that you have to go to the bathroom, then by all means get up and go to the bathroom, right? So you could literally be dreaming that you have to go and literally feel the sensations, because the body that you're in, your consciousness is aware of, has to get up and go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Where most people go is the next one, which is the societal interpretation, or the collective, right? The collective consciousness. What would it say if I polled 100 people, or I pulled up a dream interpretation website, or I had a dream signs book? What would the majority of people say that having to go to the bathroom, dreaming about having to go to the bathroom would be? And I'm sure if I polled you, it would be something along the line of, you have to let something go, right? Something no longer serves you, and you have to release it from your consciousness, from your body. And there's nothing wrong with those first 2 levels. The literal is the literal, and the societal is the societal. But we've been taught to look at the outside world and take the outside world's word for it, right? And I do this in my live classes. Sometimes I'll say, okay, what does the color red mean to you? And one person will say it's passion. Another person will say it's danger. Another person will say it's caution, right? And they're all correct, because whatever it is the thing. But, you know, if we went to a societal website, dream interpretation, or a book, it's what the author said, unless they polled a whole bunch of people. So it really brings us to the third way of interpreting the dream, which is by far not the third of importance. I believe it's the first of importance, and it's the personal. What does it mean to you right now? So if we go back to the, dreaming about going to the bathroom, it all depends where I was in my journey. So if I was interpreting a dream, and in my dream I had to go to the bathroom, or I was going to the bathroom, and it was when my kids were younger, my interpretation of that would be very different than now, because my kids are older. And it didn't mean to me either way that I had to release something, because when the kids were younger, if I got there fast enough and I was able to close the door and get it locked before they showed up, it gave me a few minutes to myself. So that kind of dream would be saying at that time to me, I needed some time for myself. If I wasn't fast enough to get the door's locked, and the kids knew I was in the bathroom. And you've seen this meme play out. It was like family meeting time. They had my undivided attention, and they would all start to gather and ask me for things. So it could mean at that time in my life, it could mean either I needed some time alone, or it was time for a family meeting and check in with the kids. Maybe the kids needed something I wasn't aware of. Now it would have a whole different meaning because my kids are adults. So how you interpret a dream, if you took a dream and you interpreted it 5 years ago and you took that same dream and reinterpret it now, some of the things would be very similar, but other things would have definite deeper meanings for them. So that is really so important in this journey, in this manifestation mindset journey. This is such a personal journey. And that's why with teaching techniques and teaching strategies, you gotta kind of come out of watching all the videos and go in and start playing with the reality. Okay, so now I want to talk about a dream incubation versus a dream inception. And before we get there, let's talk about dream characters, because dream characters say the darndest things. Dream characters say the darndest things. So dream characters are all the people that show up in your dream. When you're in your nighttime dream, let's say tonight after watching this live today, and maybe you watch a few other videos, I'm on your mind as you fall asleep, and I end up making a guest appearance in your dream tonight. Well, I promise you that I have not left my bed, especially if we're in different time zones. So it goes to show you how your subconscious mind creates a version of me in your dream. And that's why I'm saying right now, you can't tell me for sure that right now, as your eyes are open and you would call yourself awake in this daytime dream, that there's not another version of you sleeping in a bed somewhere, and this is that version of you's dream, right? So that's where we get the dream inception. So everybody in your daytime world is a dream character created by your subconscious mind, everyone as you pushed out, to help play out the assumption that you've just commanded into your reality. So now we know during the daytime that the conscious mind can kind of get in the way and cause some roadblocks and make it long. That's awesome, Val. People said that you came and healed them in their dreams. And that lets you know what people think of you too, right? That's a really great compliment. So now as we're having these nighttime dreams and the dream characters during the day, the conscious mind's getting in the way, it can make it long. Now, when we're going into the deep subconscious, when we're sleeping, right? And we have dream characters in there, and they always say the craziest thing, especially when I teach people how to go lucid in your dreams. When you go lucid in your dreams, and you can literally understand the concept of everyone as you pushed out, because there's not a lot of downtime in a nighttime lucid dream as the conscious mind provides in that daytime dream. It provides some of that resistance. And it's so exciting to wake up inside a dream knowing that you're in a dream. That's what we're trying to get you to do here, is to wake up inside. This is as much of a dream. Can I prove it to you? Absolutely not. But what if it really is? And what if the rules of the dreamscape apply here? And the less we take the grip off the conscious mind, the subconscious can do more of its magic here and make things manifest a lot faster. And that actually has been my experience. That is my assumption. And that is what my subconscious mind is populating daily. And that's why I share this with you here, because this isn't just conceptual for me. What I speak about, I'm living and I've experienced. And a lot of this stuff I can experience on demand, on command, when I want to. And that's what I want you to be able to have, that kind of power in your toolbox, should you use dream interpretation to help manifest. So you have dream characters and dream signs. And dream signs, there's certain things in dreams that the mind, once you catch on to it, once you're capturing your dream and you see the repetition, there's certain things in my dreams that happen that help me wake up and go lucid in the dream. And that's a dream sign. So for example, I can't dial a phone in my dream to save my life. And it's just probably in the last 3 or 4 years that the phones in my dream have actually been iPhones. It took that long for iPhones to show up in my dreams. But most of the time it was, this old fashioned phones that you have to push the buttons and, there's actual buttons and so forth. Or even back in the day when I was a kid, there was rotary phones. So every time in my dream that I go to dial a phone or even answer a phone, I'm either pushing too many buttons at the same time, or I dial the wrong number, or I answer the phone, but my fingers touch something and the phone gets disconnected. And that doesn't happen during my daytime because it's very rare that I actually answer phone calls. So if I'm in a dream and even if I'm in the daytime and I can't dial a phone or I dial the wrong number, I do a reality check and I go lucid, whether it's in a nighttime dream, since I don't know if I'm in a nighttime dream or a daytime dream, and I'm not here to debate either one. I just act like I just gone lucid in a dream, and my mind levels me up, and manifestation hang time in that moment changes very, very quickly. So a dream sign is something that happens repetitively in a dream that's trying to wake you up. Another a dream sign that I experience often is if I go to turn on a light and the light bulb pops, right? The light goes out, or I turn a light switch on and the light doesn't switch on. And there's been a couple times in my dream, I said to a dream character, if I didn't know better, if I was in it, if I didn't know I was awake, I would think I'm in a dream and I could go lucid right now. Like I've literally said those words. So this is, once you understand, and exploring the dreamscape really helps you deeply understand what's going on with your in your subconscious. Excuse me one second here. What's going on within your subconscious. And the more you see the repetition and the more you see how your mind's trying to wake you up and go lucid inside the nighttime dream, it's doing the same thing with your daytime dream. So now that's dream signs, dream characters. Let's talk about dream incubation and dream inception. Now, there is a video on the channel for dream incubation, so feel free to explore that. And what a dream incubation is that before you go to bed at night, I usually rip out a piece of paper, and if I have something I need an answer to, if there's a question, and I keep it one topic and I keep it very simple. So I'll either use a question like, should I make my next offering? And I'll name what the offering is. And then I'll write it on a piece of paper and I'll tuck it under my pillow. And as I'm falling asleep, I see myself making the offer. I see myself not making the offer. If I want to do it command style, I won't ask the question. I'll command it like I want it to happen. Just like I said, you need to command your reality. So I'll command my dreamscape by putting in the incubation. And then whatever dreams I dream that night and I wake up and I capture, I write them down. And I know my answers are there and they're from the pure subconscious. So the conscious mind isn't allowed to negate what's in there, because the conscious mind can be a gatekeeper. And if the conscious mind wants me to stay in the reality that I'm in, it's going to try to negate the information that I'm getting from the pure subconscious. It does it all day long. So I have to be aware of that when I start interpreting my dream. So a dream incubation is something that you can ask or command going into the dream that you want information to come out of the next day. And that's what we'll be doing dream interpretation on July 20th and the 21st. If you'd like to join us, again, all the information is in the description box below. There is only 20 spots available. This is not a marketing ploy. I don't do those kind of things. It's only because I can only interpret 20 dreams in 1 2-day session. It would just be way too much to do more than that. So if you want in, this always sells out. You want to sign up now, and you want to start capturing your dreams, and you want to have your dream submitted to me by July 18th so that we can interpret it on the 20th and 21st. And it is going to be, and if you're here and you've been in the 2-day events, make a comment, place a comment of what it was like for you in the 2-day events, how much fun you had, because we have a blast, and the information, because we're able to interact on Zoom. So it's not just me talking to a screen and waiting for some comments to come in the chat section. Okay. Now, a dream inception is very different, because we are going into the dream and we are implanting the reality we want to see happen. Almost like similar to the state akin to sleep, where you're creating that scenario, but I always go a little bit deeper. So I actually combine the dream incubation. I write it down, stick it under my pillow, But when I'm going to do my dream world, I don't leave it to just a 10-second video clip playing out after I'm in my wish fulfilled. I don't do like a 10-second audio soundbite. I go in and dreamscape my world. If you go into the movie Inception, when Leo DiCaprio's character was interviewing Ariadne and he needed her to build the dreamscape, he said, "You'll build the dreamscape and my subconscious mind will populate it." I build that dreamscape. When I'm doing a dream incubation, I build the dreamscape, meaning the world that I want to wake up in. And I know how I speak. I know what I look like. I know what my background is. I know my characters, how they would interact with me, what they would say to me. So to do a dream incubation, it's not something as simple as a state akin to sleep, because the more information you give to the scape, the more you make it real to you, like this is your baby. Like if you were to write a book or write a song or compose some music or, did a whole course. Like me doing a YouTube video takes about so much focus and information. But if I'm going to do a whole course, we're talking like I'm building a whole community. I'm building a whole reality in the course, around the course, marketing, sales, all. So that when I do a dream inception, that's the level of focus that I'm giving before I even begin to introduce it into the nighttime dream. And if you look in the movie Inception, how they went about doing that, because they were doing one dream, and then from that dream, they were going deeper into another dream, and then going deeper into another dream, and they had the kickback or the kick out. And I even have those in there so that when you're going that deep in your subconscious, you kick yourself out and you kick yourself out and you kick yourself out so that you don't have a false awakening. And if you've ever had a false awakening before, let's say you're 3 levels down and you kick out to level 2 and you think you're awake in that reality when you're still really sleeping on your bed, and you wake up and you realize, then you wake up again, and you realize, oh, I was in a dream there. So we're really playing deep with the subconscious here. And this works. This is a really calculated way to go deep into your subconscious to convince not the subconscious, because the subconscious mind's already impressed, or you wouldn't be able to go in and do it. But taking a deep dive to impress your conscious mind. So when your conscious mind has taken this much time to create that world, it doesn't fight you in the belief and knowing that through time and space, you're actually going to wake up in it. And I know in this live that I'm kind of keeping things simple, giving synopsis here, because honestly, this is a multi-layered type of thing. But can it be done? Yes. Why? How do I know that? Because I'm doing it. I do it. I've done it. Now, a dream inception, like I said, takes a little bit more planning than a state akin to sleep. But I have found that if you take the time to plan the dream inception, it doesn't take as long once you start to activate it in your nighttime dreamscape as a state akin to sleep does over and over and over and over and over and over again, if that makes any sense. So I have packed this with a lot of information today. If you have any questions, now would be the time to put them in the chat. But if you're watching this on replay, feel free to put them in the comment section and I answer all the questions. There's a lot to unpack here. So the way that I look at it, that your subconscious is on 24/7, it never sleeps. And it is aware right now. There's a beautiful show on Apple TV called Dark Matter. If you want to know how the subconscious works, this show is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But right now, as I'm aware, sitting here on the couch, doing this live video, sharing this information, there are countless other versions of me asleep and it's nighttime somewhere. There's countless other versions of me in the gym working out. There's countless other versions of me cooking dinner, folding laundry, getting a shower. Which version am I aware of now as the main consciousness? But I'm sure all the other versions of me would say that they're the main consciousness too, is this one right here. But because I know that while I'm doing this, let's say, I'll give you a point of focus. Let's say that my day got so crazy that I couldn't get to the gym. All I'd have to do is sit here when I have a few moments and tap into the version of me that either went to the gym earlier in her day or is at there now. And if I sit and allow her to possess the consciousness, I will get all of the actions and the reactions within my consciousness and within my body. So she's not only working out for her, she's working out for me too. This is the next level stuff that I teach in my courses, that you've been playing so small on this human linear scale that right now there's so many different simultaneous versions of you. Like if you wanted to learn about crypto, well, there's a version of you that's a crypto expert and you can take him or her in right now. There's a version of you that speaks a foreign language that you've been struggling to learn. Like once you start to understand that this now moment can bring all of those in, because if you think about them, they're just as much of a dream-like state as the version of you dreamt about last night, whatever adventure you were in. So this here is at the very least to open up your mind that there's so many different ways that you can merge your two minds for mindset and manifestation. And the way that you've been doing it, there's nothing wrong with that. But these other ways, when you go in and you do a conscious mind bypass, and that's what these dream incubation and dream inceptions are, that I could take you into the gym and have you deadlifting 50 to 100 pounds heavier within 30 seconds if we do a conscious mind bypass. You just got to know how to do them, and you got to believe in yourself that you can. And in the beginning, it may take a couple repetitions, but once it clicks, it's like that version of you, you become this prodigy of, how a child could walk up to piano, see it the first time and just exactly know how to play it and play by ear, because there's no conscious mind coming in saying that's not how it should be done. And everybody around them would be amazed that this can happen. You are a prodigy in so many different areas of your life through the subconscious. But if you keep complaining and moaning and groaning about trying to get little manifestations in that really are only gonna, when you cross the finish line of a race, it only takes a few seconds to cross the finish line, and then you celebrate and it's done, that it's really not about getting the partner. It's not about getting the money. It's not about getting the house or the job or exploding the business. What it really is about is sitting in all of creation in this now moment, knowing that you can have anything and you can draw it into you very quickly, because you couldn't even think about it if you weren't a vibrational match. So this very fact that you got to jump through all these hoops, I'm trying to throw out the door. Most of the spirituality out there is egoic spirituality, because it's either comparing and contrasting to others, or it's trying to get you something. What we're trying to do here is to stop you from getting and wanting and stepping into the version of you that already has it. And these are just fun little playthings that you do in order to go into the experience of the choosing and then observing the population as you move through time and space and you receive your manifestations. It's a whole different perspective. That's why this channel is not your bubblegum manifestation channel. That's why I don't do the whole clickbaity titles and give you repeat information that you can find on 10 or 15 other YouTube channels. By all means, explore all the other manifestation teachers. But if you really are serious about tapping into mindset and then adding in the manifestation so that you have a foundation and a blueprint to use this for any topic, because it's not about the things or the people, it's about the power that comes with it. Think about right now having millions of dollars or even billions of dollars. At some point, you've bought all the stuff, right? You got the cars, you got the houses, you got the boats, you got the trips, you got the people, you got the cash. It's no longer about the money. It's about the access, the opportunity, and the time that it provides you. And this is why I'm trying to give you this manifestation billionaire mindset right now. Let go of the little things. They will come. they'll come so quickly and in such an abundant form, you're not going to have a place to put them all. You're going to be giving stuff away. Because the conscious mind always wants something new to choose, and the subconscious mind is always going to populate the choice. And that's why you have to vacate those old realities of who you are not. Let go of the stuff. Step into the power. Because if you could create any world that you want, and you can, but you have to let go of the old world. Why wouldn't you do that? Especially if you could take all the beautiful dream characters and put them in a dream of utopia, of whatever the storyline is, the best outcome for everybody involved. That's what this channel is starting to offer you. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you deeply. I'm just looking over. I think we hit all my checkpoints that I put in the description box. I'll say one more time. If you want to learn dream interpretation and dream incubation, and you also want to start the foundation of dream inception, mark your calendars now, July 20th, 21st. Get signed up. This will sell out. It always does. And there's, as much as I want to add extra people, I can't, because every single attendee will have a dream interpreted live. I'm going to put you into the live experience, and it's going to be very, very visceral for you, that you would never want to pick up a dream book or go to a dream website to interpret a dream again. Like, this is live revision, live dream interpretation in a way that I can't put words to describe it. You just have to allow yourself to have the experience. Once again, all of that's in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you deeply. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for putting the comments. That helps so much with YouTube and the algorithm when we shake our booty for the algorithm. Thank you for the comments, for the likes, for the shares. If I could ask for a personal Dede favor and share this channel with 5 people that you know that love mindset, manifestation, dream interpretation, all of that fun kind of stuff. Neville Goddard, if you belong to any Reddit groups or Facebook groups, and this would be a good fit, I thank you ahead of time. That would be my one ask, is let's get this out there and get more people to really let go of the bubblegum manifestation and come in and play in the Wish Fulfilled Playground. Thank you guys so much. We will be live again next week on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, oh, and one last thing. Every week we vote on the topic of the week. So the voting's open until Wednesday tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't gone to the community tab and voted for this week's video, do so. I appreciate your vote. It helps me keep in touch with what it is you'd like to see on the channel. All right, guys, until next time, as always, happy manifesting. Thank you, Lori. The 2-day events are life-changing. You heard Lori say it. You heard Val say it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you again next time. Bye, guys.